again for everyone coming out. And next up, we have Jeff signed up. So it's all good for Jeff. He's gonna make us laugh. It's all good, ready to laugh.
Alright, let's laugh tonight, huh? This on? Yeah. You hear me? All good? Alright, cool. So I'm a storyteller, so I'm gonna just dive right in. A while back, a long time ago, I went to Cancun, Mexico. And so I'm out in Cancun, I'm partying, I go to Coco Bungo's nightclub, right? So a whole bunch of tourists show up, they got us like a VIP pass, we're in there, and I wanted to get drunk as quick as possible. So I go straight to the bar and I ordered like 8 shots. I get wasted, I slammed the 8 shots real quickly, and then I'm kind of like dancing, right? And I'm just kind of grooving, and all of a sudden I look across, and there's this fine Latin girl just totally, eyeing me, right? I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I kind of, work my way down there. We're dancing, we're having a good time, we're kind of just mingling, it's going great. And all of a sudden, her friend like pulls her aside and just talks in Spanish. I don't know what, and like takes her off and leaves. So I was like, oh man, that's kind of a bummer. And I'm assuming what she said in Spanish was like, hey, this American boy's only here for like a week. He's just here to use you. So forget this white boy. Let's get out of here. So that's, I'm assuming, is what she said. So anyways, whatever. I ain't tripping. Later on that night, in the Coco Bungos, I'm there till like 3 in the morning, and all the tourists I was there with, they were gone. I'm like, man, why am I here? Why am I the only one here, right? So, and then the music went from techno to Spanish music. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's Latin hour or something like that, 3, 4 in the morning. And then I'm kind of like just standing, and all of a sudden I'm catching the lyrics, right? And everyone's kind of like doing the cha-cha-cha, but the lyrics were a little disturbing. I was like, I don't know Spanish, but to me this didn't sound good because the hook was, Pinche gringos! Pinche gringos! And I was like, oh snap, that's not good. I'm a gringo, I'm in Mexico. This is all bad, you know what I'm saying? So I had no choice but to adapt. And so I jumped in line with them, and I'm just yelling, Pinche gringos! Pinche. So they loved it, they were having a blast. So anyways, I'm a drug addict, and I've been clean, 5 years, which is good. And so I was hooked to marijuana like no other, just toking up all the time, every day, morning and night. And I knew I needed help, and so I was like, what's gonna help me? How can I get off this? I can't do this alone. And so luckily I had a friend of mine who was disabled and also had anxiety problems. So I stole into his medicine cabinet and took a lot of his Oxycontin and Xanax. And I knew that would help me wean me off of marijuana. So that was kind of cool. So I started taking Oxycontin, which is, I don't recommend that to help you with your marijuana addiction, just because Oxycontin's tenfold worse than marijuana, right? So I first try to take the Oxycontin, and I go to my roommate, I'm like, hey dude, I just took Oxycontin. He goes, no way. You ever done it before? I'm like, no, never done it. Well, how much you take? I'm like, I don't know. I cut the 80 milligram pill in half, and I think it's like 40, give or take. He goes, dude, that's way too much. You're all bad right now. I'm like, okay, well, what's gonna happen? He goes, well, you're gonna get the best sleep of your life, and you're only gonna wake up to throw up. And I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of gross. So anyways, half hour, 45 minutes go by, I feel nothing. I'm like, dude, this stuff's bogus, don't even work. And then just hit me like a sack of potatoes, bedridden for like 36 hours, and I woke up every other 15 hours to throw up. So anyways, I don't recommend that. Bad experience. But a while back, I'm on a group date, right? And so we're on a group date, kind of hanging out, having dinner, and we're at this, this gal's house, and I had to drop a deuce. So I'm thinking, like, man, this is the worst time to drop a deuce, right? So I kind of make my way. No one really knows where I'm going, and I head to the bathroom, drop a deuce. I'm like, who? And it's the worst deuce ever, because I don't know if you guys ever get these ones. It's rare they happen, but when they do come to the worst, because I dropped a deuce, and when I flushed the toilet, the deuce was just doing a big burnout on the toilet bowl and just leaving skid marks on the way down, and they were permanent. There was nothing to get rid of that. And I was like, oh, this is just all bad. Why did this happen to me? You know what I mean? And And then the wipage on those kind of deuces is worse. It's like peanut butter wipes, you know what I'm saying? It's just constantly smearing and smearing and smearing. You know, at least, 15, 20 wipes later, you're finally done. A little dab of water, if you're lucky, might be able to, make it a little bit quicker. But yeah, it's just all bad. And then when I left, sure enough, some gal used it like 2 minutes later, and she knew I was probably the last guy to use it, so it's embarrassing. So anyways, decrease your fiber intake, because then your deuces won't do burnouts like that. You know what I'm saying? So just want to give you a little heads up on that. But anyways, those are my stories. I'm just a storyteller, I'm really a comedian. I don't even really like stand-up comedy. But that's just me. Anyways, y'all have a good one.